Welcome to Ascend and Awaken, a life of balance. Are you tired of hearing about spiritual practices that feel like a costume you're being forced to wear? You've tried the meditating, the journaling, the 5 a.m. morning rituals, but it all feels a bit hollow, like you're just going through the motions. You see other people having these profound, life-changing breakthroughs, and you're left wondering, okay, what am I doing wrong? What if I told you that you don't need to follow someone else's spiritual script to find your own? What if that feeling of being lost isn't a sign you've failed, but an invitation to begin? The truth is, you already have everything you need inside of you to build a spiritual practice that is 100% authentically you. In this video, I'm going to guide you through 3 simple, introspective steps to help you look inward and discover what truly makes your soul light up. By the end, you'll have a clear framework for creating a spiritual path that feels less like a performance and more like coming home. Before we jump into the steps, let's get real about why so many of us feel lost in the first place. We're swimming in an ocean of information. You unlock your phone and you're immediately hit with 1,000 different right ways to be spiritual. There are gurus, ancient texts, New Age philosophies, and endless rituals all promising enlightenment. It's totally normal to feel overwhelmed. This creates this unspoken pressure to have a perfect Instagram-worthy spiritual practice. We see the picture-perfect altars and the serene meditation poses, and we start to think spirituality is just another project we have to be good at. But that external pressure is the exact opposite of what this is all about. This isn't a competition. It's a journey of coming back to yourself. I remember when I first started my own journey. I was convinced that to be spiritual, I had to wake up at 5 a.m. every single day and meditate in absolute silence for an hour. I'd read that's what all the enlightened masters did. So I tried it. And you know what? I was exhausted, I was miserable, and I felt like a complete failure every time I hit the snooze button. My so-called spiritual practice was actually making me feel worse. The real shift for me didn't happen until I finally gave myself permission to stop trying to cram myself into someone else's mold. I stopped forcing it and just started listening. That's when I realized the spiritual journey isn't about looking outward for answers. It's about turning inward. So, how do we finally tune out all that noise and start listening to our own inner wisdom? It all starts with our very first step. Step 1 is to set a clear intention. Now, this isn't about setting some rigid, unchangeable goal. Think of it less like a destination you have to reach and more like a compass that will guide you on your journey. It's your personal North Star. Without an intention, we just wander around, picking up random bits and pieces from other people's paths and hoping something sticks. An intention gives you focus and direction. It makes sure the path you're building is actually leading you where you want to go. So, how do you find this intention? First, find a moment of quiet. This doesn't have to be a big formal ceremony. We're talking a few minutes alone, away from your phone and other distractions. Grab a journal or even just a piece of paper. There's something really powerful about writing things down. Now, I want you to ask yourself some gentle, probing questions. Don't search for the right answer, just listen for the honest one. You can start with something like, what am I really looking for on this path? Is it peace? A way to handle anxiety? Is it a deeper connection to nature or the universe? Are you searching for a sense of purpose? Or maybe you're just curious, sensing there's more to life than what we see on the surface. Write down whatever comes up without judging it. Your intention might be as simple as, "My intention is to cultivate inner peace," or "I want to understand myself more deeply," or "I want to feel more joy and gratitude every day." That simple statement becomes your guiding light. Think of it like planning a road trip. You wouldn't just hop in the car and start driving in random directions, hoping to magically end up somewhere beautiful. You'd have a general destination in mind, say, the coast. You might not know the exact route or the detours you'll take, but you know you're heading toward the water. Your intention is your coast. It keeps you moving in the right direction, even when the road gets winding. And remember, this intention can and will evolve as you do. For now, just give yourself a starting point. Once you have your compass, your intention, the next step is to get to know the traveler. And the traveler is you. Step 2 is all about cultivating self-awareness. Self-awareness is simply the practice of gently and honestly observing your inner world, your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and patterns, without the need to immediately judge or fix them. It's about holding up a mirror to yourself. For so long, we're taught to look outside of ourselves for answers. But the most profound wisdom you'll ever find is already waiting inside you. The spiritual journey is really a journey of self-discovery. So how do we actually do this? One of the best tools out there is journaling. But this isn't your Dear Diary log of what you ate for lunch. This is investigative journaling. At the end of the day, ask yourself things like, what part of my day gave me a feeling of energy or expansion? What drained me? When did I feel most like myself today? And when did I feel like I was wearing a mask? Another powerful practice is simple, quiet reflection. You don't even have to call it meditation. Just commit to 5 minutes of sitting in silence. Notice the sounds around you. Feel your feet on the floor. Notice your breath moving in and out. Your mind is going to be busy. That's its job. The practice isn't to have zero thoughts. It's to notice the thoughts without getting carried away by them. Finally, check in with your physical body. Where are you holding tension right now? Is it in your jaw, your shoulders, your stomach? Our bodies are constantly sending us signals, but we're usually too busy in our heads to listen. Your body is the vehicle for your soul in this life. Honoring its wisdom is a deeply spiritual act. The most important part of this step is to approach yourself with kindness. Be gentle. You are not a problem to be solved. You are a universe to be discovered. When you cultivate self-awareness, you're just gathering information. You're learning the unique language of your own soul. Okay, so you have your compass, which is your intention. You're holding up the mirror by cultivating self-awareness. Now, it's time for the really fun part. Step 3 is to engage in mindful exploration. I love to call this the playground phase. This is where you take everything you're learning about yourself and start to playfully experiment with different practices. Based on your intention and your self-awareness, you can now explore activities that might actually align with your unique spirit. It's about finding what feels meaningful and joyful, not what feels like another chore on your to-do list. Think of it like a spiritual buffet. There's this huge table with all sorts of options. You don't have to eat everything. You just take a small sample of what looks and smells good to you. You try it, and you see how it makes you feel. If it nourishes you, great. If it doesn't, you don't force yourself to finish it. You simply move on and try something else. No guilt involved. Spirituality is not one size fits all. What works for one person might be a total drag for another. So, what could this look like? If your intention is to find peace, and you've noticed you feel most calm in quiet solo moments, then maybe you explore a sitting meditation practice or try some gentle breathwork exercises. If your intention is connection and you've discovered you feel most alive in nature, then maybe your spiritual practice is a weekly, mindful walk in the woods. Leave your phone at home. Just notice the light filtering through the trees, the sound of the birds, the feeling of the earth beneath your feet. If your intention is to find meaning and you're a naturally curious person, your path might involve reading spiritual philosophies from different traditions. Or maybe it's listening to podcasts that make you think about life's big questions. If you're a creative person, your spirituality could be expressed through painting, writing, playing music, or dancing. The key here is to pay attention to how the practice actually feels in your body and spirit. Does it bring you calm? Does it energize you? Does it feel like you're coming home to yourself? If a practice, no matter how popular it is, feels draining, forced, or just plain fake, give yourself permission to let it go. Your spiritual path should be a source of comfort and joy, not another source of stress. So there you have it. 3 steps to building a spiritual path that actually fits you. First, you set your intention. That's your compass that gives your journey direction. Second, you cultivate self-awareness. That's the mirror that helps you get to know the real you. And third, you engage in mindful exploration. That's your playground, where you can experiment with what feels authentic and joyful. Remember, your spiritual path isn't a destination you finally arrive at. It's a living, breathing path you create with every step you take. You literally can't do it wrong when you're listening to your own inner guidance. So be patient. Be gentle with yourself. Your journey is uniquely yours, and that is its greatest power. Trust that you have all the answers you need already inside of you. Now I'd love to hear from you. What is one small thing that makes you feel connected to yourself? It could be anything. Sipping your morning tea, listening to a certain song, watching the sunset. Share it in the comments below. Let's build a community of people who are brave enough to walk their own path. Subscribe to Ascend and Awaken for more weekly insights on peace, purpose, and awakening. Peace, love, and light to you on your continual spiritual journey.